Nobody let this guy out.
Delete the recording.
You cannot get out.
You have recording of us using
You're
the
recording to people go in the bathroom. You cannot leave.
No, you need to delete it.
No, I want him arrested. You're
That
not
is
supposed to
fucking
be in that
bullshit.
bathroom. You arrested
You
us.
violated our privacy. You're so sick for that. You know that? Huh?
Doesn't matter. Don't delete them all. I want it all. I want it all.
Sick. No, you stay here. No, you stay here.
You're not leaving the store until someone
No.
gets your ass.
Delete the recording. What is wrong with you? You're sick.
Felon who shot newlyweds dead in sports bar admits he killed them for less than $150. 2 human lives were worth $150. Many people say there isn't a price for a human life, but apparently that's incorrect. Apparently that statement is naive, because for this person, $150 was enough to compel them to take the lives of a newlywed couple. I really don't know how someone could feel so flippant and uncaring about an act like that. This individual lacks shame and guilt. So much so that when he's sitting down in front of an investigator, he could explain to them exactly why he was motivated to kill these people. And that motivation was monetary. $150 for 2 human lives. Salary needed to live comfortably. Single adult, $94,432. National average, $93,933. And for 2 working adults and 2 children, $209,498.
In no universe is this sustainable. In no reality can this be maintained. If $94,000 a year is the threshold for comfortable, I don't even want to know what uncomfortable looks like. I feel for so many people out there who are just becoming adults, who are interested in living by themselves, having a car, maybe having a few luxuries. I feel for these people because most likely 80% of them will never have that type of lifestyle. If these stats are to be believed, that means most people will never be able to live comfortably. A lot of people will never see these numbers in their lifetime. It's incredibly depressing and disheartening to know that so many people with degrees will not have the things that our parents and grandparents had when they were in their 20s. It really should not be the case that you need to earn nearly 6 figures in order to have a house and a car and maybe some food.
Turkmenistan conducting virginity tests to evaluate teenagers' morality.
Gynecologists accompanied by police arrived unannounced at a school in Turkmenistan's Dashoguz region to conduct virginity tests on female students. I hardly hear any news out of Turkmenistan. I want to say this is the first time I've ever thought about that nation seriously in my entire life, and of course, it's negative. The situation is incredibly crazy and demented, not only because there's an actual doctor going around checking teenage girls for their virginity to see if they are moral, but for whatever reason, a police officer is accompanying this doctor. Why? Do these girls go to prison if they're not virgins? Or are the police officers there to, encourage these girls to, participate in the examination? I genuinely can't think of any other reasons why police officers would have to be in this, deplorable situation. Have to be a part of this really examination, man. Really, what happens if you fail this examination? Seriously, do you go to prison? Like, this doesn't make any sense.
Mother who refused to let 13-year-old daughter have cancer surgery is headed to jail.
As she should, because the article is frightening. This woman thought that rubbing CBD oils on her 13-year-old stomach would actually cure her of cancer, specifically liver cancer. Instead of going to the doctor and having these cancerous nodules removed, she just rubbed her child in CBD oil. Things wouldn't change until family members called the cops on this woman because she was neglecting her daughter. And after her mother was arrested, the daughter did receive the proper surgery that she needed the entire time. And it was successful. She's 17 now and cancer-free. And her mom did 0 things, 0 actions to help that. She just rubbed her child in CBD oil thinking that the cancer would just vanish. Straight from r/addiction. No! Hey guys, one of my friends is addicted to Whoa! He is so addicted, he sometimes during class thinks about our female classmates and teachers panty pooping in front of My bad, I'm sorry. That's a visual. The situation is so bad, he put on one of his mother's panties, peed, and pooped in them. I am 16, he's a bit younger. 13! Oh my god, and his neurons are already cooked. Dude, this kid needs, therapy, genuine help. The situation is funny, but, it isn't at the same time, because this child, who's just barely a teenager, is already just psychologically cooked. Neurons are sauteed. Good lord, can somebody please step in and help this kid before he turns into Ted Bundy?
Man beaten, stabbed after wishing attackers Happy New Year, passed out after assault.
The 29-year-old man beaten and stabbed by 4 men at a Bronx train station he wished a Happy New Year to was trying to squeeze past the cruel quartet when he was attacked. Family members said Saturday. So he didn't even say it like genuinely. He didn't wish these guys a Happy New Year because he's, joyful and maybe had a good time at the club or at a party. He said that to placate these people, and it only made them more angry, which led them to stab a random person. And since this is in New York, I promise you that these people are already out on the street with no bond, because that place is wonderful, right? Like, New York is just governed by the best people. It seems like there's no place to go in New York where you won't be just randomly assaulted or hurt or killed for just speaking or existing around other people. I'm sure all of you guys are aware of all of the white women who kept getting sucker punched by some sort of, homeless guy.
You guys, I was literally just walking and a man came up and punched me in the face. Oh my god, it hurts so bad. I can't even talk. Literally, I fell to the ground, and now this giant goose egg is forming, and I'm like, oh my god, it looks so crazy.
Really, no one knows who this dude was. What we do know is that he just has a vendetta against white women, and for whatever reason, millions of people feel like that's the type of environment that they want to live in. I have no idea what is drawing people to move to New York, because it's more than apparent that it's just a hazard to be there.
I cannot believe what I just read. This weather station in Dallas posted this, and it's a picture of this radar and them saying, hey, like, you would think that this is rain, but it's not. It's actually the military dropping tiny fiberglass particles covered in aluminum and plastic. And the reason the military is dropping these fiberglass particles is because they use this to fool the radar into thinking that it's precipitation versus military planes. And this is a normal military exercise that happens all the time across the country. People were outraged. So they posted this saying, hey, we only post what we know. This is really happening. And if you want to know more about it, go to this article. So naturally, we go to the article. Is chaff safe for humans and the environment? The government says, yes, probably. Chaff, the shreds of aluminum, fiberglass, and plastic used by the military to help trick radars, is considered safe, even though government officials concede research on the effect it has on humans and the environment is limited. I'm sorry, but in what world is it safe to inhale fiberglass coming from the skies?
Indian police make husband of gang victim pose with compensation check. Hey, do you mind standing in front of the camera real fast? We're gonna hand you a check. We want you to smile, take a picture. We just want the community to know that there's no corruption here, that your wife actually did receive this money. Like, I get what they were trying to do, but it's just incredibly cringe and inappropriate, especially if the photograph is titled Spanish Survivor. Can we think before we do things on national television? Does anybody have an idea of what optics are and how bad things look? There are a multitude of different ways that you could have done this, but you chose the worst way. This 9-year-old Iraqi Muslim girl was killed by her father for making a TikTok video without a hijab. The girl was strangled to death by her father after being beaten and tortured because she made a video without a hijab and it went viral. 9? A child. She's on TikTok dancing, making a viral video, and your first thought is to take her life in order to preserve your honor. The fact that she was your daughter didn't stop you at all. The fact that she was a child and behaved as such, that didn't occur to you and stop you at all? No. The fact that you found out that she was online without a hijab motivated you to take out your own flesh and blood. That decision, that action, that murder is more than insane. What the f is going on in Iraq? And what can we do to stop this? Because it seems like it's every other day there's some sort of f***ed up story coming out of that nation. Something needs to be done.
Woman 32 who stabbed her date 100 times to death in a induced frenzy is sentenced to 100 hours of community service, as judge says she had no control over her actions after cannabis caused a psychotic break.
Who is her lawyer? Somebody ought to give this guy a gold medal. Somehow, this dude was able to convince a judge and jury that compelled this woman to stab her boyfriend 100 times. And then the punishment is 100 hours of community service? No mandatory psychological therapy, no mandatory rehab, no, just 100 hours of picking up garbage next to the highway. Now, is it true that your likelihood of developing psychosis or schizophrenia increases depending upon how much herb you smoke and when you smoke it. Yes, that is true. But that happening is uncommon. It doesn't typically happen for chronic herb smokers. That's why most articles and most studies on that type of psychosis consistently mention that those who have predispositions to psychosis and schizophrenia shouldn't smoke any herb because you might just lose your mind. I doubt that this is her, but let's say it is true. 100 hours of community service is incredibly inappropriate for this crime. She stabbed a man 100 times. She needs to be inside of a prison cell.
I didn't think of Iraqis as humans, says U.S. soldier who raped a 14-year-old girl before killing her and her family.
You know what I always find interesting about individuals like this who go out of their way to say that the people that they victimize, the people that they hate aren't human, yet you're compelled to assault a 14-year-old girl who you consider not human. What does that make you? Other than what the does that make you? The logic simply doesn't track. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand the psychology of this type of assault. Most of it isn't motivated by urges, you know? Most assault like this is motivated by hatred, malice, and the want to perpetrate egregious violence against a stranger. This fucking monster was motivated by hatred and decided to ruin a child's life in order to, I don't know, get back at Iraqis. It makes no sense, and I'm gonna give myself brain cancer trying to figure it out. Russian YouTuber whose girlfriend was killed in a live stream as viewers paid him to inflict abuse on her is jailed for 6 years. You tortured your girlfriend and killed her live on YouTube and you thought you would get away with it? You thought that nothing would happen to you? I'm surprised that the stream even played on the platform to completion. You'd think YouTube would take it down in seconds, like before any sort of abuse is shown online, the video will be deleted and so would the channel. But apparently that didn't happen, and this woman was murdered in front of a live audience. And the fact that he only caught 6 years for that, that's atrocious. What type of justice is that? This dude should never be able to step out of prison. These back-to-back wacky punishments are killing me, man. We got community service for someone who stabbed somebody else 100 times, and we have a Russian dude who went out of his way to kill his girlfriend live on YouTube, getting less than 10 years in prison. What the f***? Oh my god! They did what? A monitor lizard? Yo! I am without words. I am speechless, bro. What? 4 men have been arrested after one of the accused phones was discovered to contain a video of them assaulting a Bengal monitor lizard at the Sadari Tiger Reserve in India. Yes, everything that you're hearing, audience, is correct. These 4 men trespassed a tiger reserve and did what they did to a monitor lizard that was in the reserve. After they did what they did, they left the lizard there to be found in the morning, and a lot of people were confused as to why there was a dead monitor lizard in the reserve, and then the CCTV footage was reviewed, they found the guys, they tracked down the dude's phone, and found the video that they recorded of the vile act. Currently, these people are under arrest, waiting for their trial. Personally, I think the punishment should be the breaking wheel, and if there happens to be, I don't know, just an open call for volunteers to swing said hammer, I'm free. I've been looking for a reason to renew my passport. That would be a fantastic reason to do so. This account is still live on Twitter, which kinda confuses me because the entire account is full of tweets, reposts, likes, highlights, all of it. And it doesn't take a genius to know that almost all of it is of horses, specifically male horses. And for whatever reason, that account that is actually publishing illegal material from illegal websites is still on twitter.com. It's crazy how these accounts will post a little cute picture like this, support zoophiles, just to cover up the fact that they are sick individuals who go out of their way to abuse animals. It's crazy how they have their little fan art. They have some pictures to share online that makes them seem all cutesy and we just love animals. No, you guys are a gaggle of who for whatever reason feel motivated to spread their degeneracy across the entire internet, specifically Twitter. It's incredibly disappointing and depressing that these accounts are still on the website. It really begs the question, who is letting this happen? Because it's just so blatant. They're breaking all of the rules. It's crazy how stuff like this is allowed on a public social media website. It's ridiculous. Look, I'm not going to get into the weeds about the politics about this situation. The only thing that really caught my attention about this post and the reason why it was so big on the subreddit was because for a lot of people, taking down posters of kidnapping victims doesn't send a positive message. It certainly doesn't encourage people to consider your position or feel that whatever politics that you have and are meaning to share is worth listening to. From October all the way up until January, many videos were going out on Twitter and YouTube of people yanking down posters that were meant to get the attention of the public to focus on all of those who were missing after what happened in Israel. Many of the individuals who were yanking down these posters believed that these posters were up as a means of propaganda, as a means of, demonizing the Palestinian people and Hamas. Whether or not that's true, I do not know, and I'm not going to get into that here. What is true is that these people are genuinely missing, and that's what people perceive. For the vast majority of people, when they see a kidnapping poster, that's all that they see. And when they see other people yanking that down and being completely disrespectful and arrogant about that action, they attribute that behavior to hatred and malice. I really don't know what encourages this type of political behavior. I really don't understand what would compel somebody to do something like this and then try to justify it. There's really no way to make this look good in the public eye. And if you strip away all of the political bullshit, if you strip away all of the terminally online takes, it's just people being rude for the sake of being rude, and it absolutely needs to stop. But that's just my opinion. I truly want to know what you guys think. How do you feel about people behaving this way in public? How do you feel about people taking down these posters and feeling righteous about that action? I truly want to know what you guys think in the comments down below, because even though the event happened many months ago and conversation about it has died down, for many people it's incredibly serious, and I want to know what you guys think. What's up, everyone? It's your boy Ailurus, aka Panda Daddy, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you did, let me know in the comments down below, and leave a like if you liked the video. And if you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe, fam. What you doing watching videos and not subscribing? And if you're old, make sure you hit that bell so you can get these notifications every time. Today's video, like all the others covering this subreddit, is heavily censored, and if you want to watch the uncensored version, go ahead and check that out on the Patreon. That will be live and available at the same time as this upload. So if you want to watch the spicier version of this video, go ahead and take a look. Link in the pinned comment down below. And as always, gotta thank the Patreon supporters that make content like this possible. A big thank you to User Deleted from Planet, Kinkle Dinkle, Elements, Twitch is Lost, Gringo472, Aquinas Legendary 86, Caterhoof Behemoth Enjoyer, The Fungi, Tim Killen, Convicted Poopslinger, Libby131, Traffic Racer 124, Dawnbreaker Drake, YSG, Inferno, Fisherman, The Blurred Star, Mr. Sandman, Ironic PFP, Mike, Sleepy Dragon, Loving Tate, Tron Destroy 23, Co Connor Purvis, CY, Infrared, My Golden Experience, James Tucker, BMX 30, Cinnamon Sticks, The Fake Musician, Samantha Bellhart, Bloody Hunter, Keely, Dundernass Hawk, Swiss Patreon user, and Noah. Thank you so much for your support. It is greatly appreciated. And if you want to help support the channel, there's 2 links in the description, one on my merch store and one on my Patreon. Both funds go directly into the channel so I can maintain what's happening here. And as always, stay zesty.